Hello student. Today we will discuss about कंट्रोल मीन्स जो चैप्टर स्टार्ट किया था कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड कंट्रोल उसमें से कोऑर्डिनेशन कंप्लीट हो गया है. नाउ वी विल डिस्कस about control, meaning and definition of control, characteristics, importance, needs, all points. Okay, control is a fundamental managerial function. Okay, with the help of controlling, the management measures the performance of the subordinate units. The management also scrutinize the plans and objectives which the enterprise accept to be accomplished with the help of controlling. Okay, डेफिनेशन दो तीन ऑथर ने दी है. आपको जो अच्छी लगे आप वो मतलब जो लर्न कर सकते हो वो आप एग्ज़ाम में राइट डाउन करो. कंट्रोल कंसिस्ट इन वेरीफाइंग वेदर एवरीथिंग ऑकर्स इन conformity or conform with the plan adopted, the instructions issued and the principles established. Okay, characteristics है control के. First one is follow up. Then control is a continuous process. Control is a flexible and dynamic process. Control is a forward looking or future oriented. Planning and controlling are closely related with each other. And the essence of control is action. Okay, the first one is follow up. Control is a follow up action to the other functions of management. This function is performed by all the managers in the organization to control the activities assigned to them. Then control is a continuous process, means control process does not stop anywhere. It involves not only a constant analysis of the validity of the established standards, policies, procedure, etc., but also the taking of the required corrective action. Then control is flexible and dynamic process, means control involves continuous review of standards of performance and result in corrective action, which invariable requires constant changes. Then control is forward looking or future oriented, means control is related to the future as the past cannot be controlled. It is a preventive and corrective measure as it leads to minimize wastage, losses and deviations from the standards. Control does not the right of the individuals. It keep a check on the individual performance. Then planning and controlling are closely related with each other, means planning is based on control and control is based on planning. Means planning and control is दो जो चीज़ें है वो एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंड है. विदाउट कंट्रोल आप प्लानिंग अच्छे से नहीं कर सकते. विदाउट प्लानिंग मतलब आपका कंट्रोल अगर नहीं है तो प्लानिंग किया है लेकिन कब करना है क्या करना है उसका कुछ कंट्रोल नहीं, कुछ हिसाब किताब नहीं, तो वो वर्कआउट नहीं होता है. द कंट्रोल प्रोसेस यूजेस सर्टन स्टैंडर्ड्स इन ऑर्डर टू measures performance which are laid down by planning. The control process in turn may reveal the deficiency of planning and may result in the revision of planning. It may result in establishing new aims, changes in structure of the organization, staff pattern changes and changes in the direction techniques. And the next or last point is the essence of control is action. Control performance can be achieved when correct action is taken on the basis of feedback information. The manager has to compare actual performance with standards. The deviation revealed by such a comparison may serve as a guide for future action, which helps to minimize the wastage of the money and efforts. Next point is step in the process of control and control process. कंट्रोल प्रोसेस के क्या स्टेप्स है वो? फर्स्ट वन इज एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड, सेकंड मेजरिंग द परफॉर्मेंस, थर्ड कंपेयरिंग द परफॉर्मेंस विथ स्टैंडर्ड्स, and next analyzing the deviations, and next last is taking corrective action. Okay, first one is establishment of standard, means standards are fixed against which results can be measured. The actual performance of the business enterprise is judged against the target and objective set. Such standards must be clear and meaningful and should be understood by the person concerned. It can be set for many intangible items like the result to be expected from the training program. Then next point is measuring the performance. जो कंट्रोल प्रोसेस होती है उसमें मेजरिंग द परफॉर्मेंस कैसे होता है? फर्स्ट फिक्सिंग द स्टैंडर्ड, देन मेजरिंग द एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस, देन कंपैरिजन, एनालिसिस एंड देन करेक्टिव एक्शन. ऐसी पूरी प्रोसेस होती है. ओके, आफ्टर एस्टेब्लिशिंग द परफॉर्मेंस स्टैंडर्ड, द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज टू बी मेजर द एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस. Measurement of performance should be accurate and correct. It should be simple, clear, and objective. Where quantitative standards are established, performance should be measured in quantitative terms. This will facilitate an easy evaluation. In other case, performance may be measured in terms of opinion, survey, and other qualitative terms. Whether possible, the measurement should be done during performance. For example, each part is checked while assembling the product. Then there are a number of techniques for performance of measurement, means personal observation, sample checking, performance report, etc. A sound management information system should be developed for accurate and timely performance measurement. ओके, मेजरमेंट जो परफॉर्मेंस का होता है वो कैसे होता है मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया. मतलब पर्सनल लेवल पे अगर आप कुछ प्रोडक्ट इस्टेब्लिश कर रहे हैं तो वो प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी, वो प्रोडक्ट का टाइम लिमिट, ये सब उसमें मेजरमेंट होता है. अगर आप मैनेजरियल लेवल पर्सनल कुछ मेजरमेंट कर रहे हो, फॉर एग्जांपल कोई हायर लेवल का मैनेजर है, लो लेवल है और मिडल लेवल है, तो उसकी पर्सनल क्वालिटीज़ क्या है, वो जब वर्क करता है कंपनी में दैट टाइम उसका बिहेवियर कैसा है, ये सब मेजरिंग परफॉर्मेंस में आ जाता है. देन कंपेयरिंग द परफॉर्मेंस विथ स्टैंडर्ड्स. The comparison of actual performance with the standard performance will indicate the deviation between the actual and expected result. Comparison is easy where standards have been set in quantitative terms. In other cases where results are intangible, direct personal observation and reports may be used to identify defects in performance. Means control reports must be produce figures that are truly comparable from one period to another and from one section of the business to another section. Then next point is control reports should be coordinated so that they not only proper the result in the different sections of the business but also indicate the reasons for the result. Then control reports must be presented in such a form that the manager can get the bird's eye view. Okay. Next point is analyzing the deviations. There is no need to bring all deviations to the notice of the top management. A range of deviations should be established, and only cases beyond this range should be reported. This is called control by exceptions. An analysis of deviation should be made to identify the causes of deviation. When the deviations between the standard and actual performance are beyond the prescribed limit, then the deviations and causes are reported to the concerned managers. And last point is taking corrective action. The last step in the control process is taking corrective action so that deviations may not occur again and the objectives are achieved. Corrective action may be a revision of standards, changes in the assignment of the task and training of employees, and improvement in the techniques of direction, etc. Okay. Then essentials of good control system. Next point है. Then importance of control, limitation of control, and then techniques. Okay. The essentials of good control system देखते हैं. The first point is control must reflect the nature and needs of the activity. The system of control should reflect the job it is to perform. Certain techniques, such as budgets, break even points, standard hours, cost, or various financial ratios have general application on many business situations. Okay. It should never be assumed that any of these widely used techniques is applicable in a given situation. The manager must be aware of the strategic factors in his plans and operations, calling for control, and should use techniques which are suitable to them. The next point is control should report deviations promptly. The ideal control system detect deviations before they actual occur. The manager should be provided with information as early as possible so that he can head off failure. Okay. Then control should be objective, means the control should be objective and very far. It should not be influenced by the personality of the superior or the subordinate. Objective standards can be quantitative, such as cost or man hours per unit or date of job completions, etc. Then control should be flexible, means control is a dynamic process. The plans and objectives may change according to the needs of the situation and must adjust to them. In other words, controls must remain workable in the face of the change plan on for circumstances or outright failure, etc. And next point is control should be easy to understand. Control system should be simply to understand. This is necessary both for the smooth working and the effectiveness of the system. Many so-called experts recommended very often and advanced techniques of control and tend to overlook the questions there of their being understandable to manager in the organization. Naturally, control loss its effectiveness. Okay, means control planning, then leadership, कोऑर्डिनेशन, ये सब जो चीज़ें हैं वो इंटरडिपेंडेंट है, एक दूसरे के ऊपर वो डिपेंड होते हैं। अगर कोई भी आपको डिसीजन लेना है तो उसके लिए को ग्रुप में कोऑर्डिनेशन चाहिए और उसके साथ ही कंट्रोल भी चाहिए। मतलब कौन सा डिसीजन कब लेना है, उसका टाइम लिमिट क्या है, उसके बाद पर्सनल बिहेव कैसे होता है, ऑफिशियली बिहेवियर कैसे होता है मैनेजर का, एम्प्लॉय का, ये सब देखना पड़ता है। तो इसलिए ये सब जो पॉइंट्स है वो इंटरडिपेंडेंट पॉइंट है। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर हम इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ द कंट्रोल देखेंगे, उसके लिमिटेशंस क्या हैं, और उसके बाद टेक्निक्स जो है कंट्रोल के वो भी देखेंगे। ठीक है, चलो तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर बाकी के पॉइंट कवर करेंगे और उसके बाद फिर हमारा सिर्फ लास्ट चैप्टर बाकी रहता है, वो स्टार्ट करेंगे रिसेंट ट्रेड इन कॉमर्स।